What's going on, guys? This is Atlas. Welcome back. Um, they kind of took down one of my last videos in the GbC series. I re-uploaded it. We will see if it stays up or not. So, for now, we are going to revisit some dates we said to look out for in a video. This one, to be exact, James Bond film that's coming out under the title of No Time to Die, which is a very interesting name. Will have its world premiere in London on March 31st, 2020. 3/31/20, 333, 3 sixes, at the Royal Albert Hall, followed by a theatrical release in the United Kingdom on April 2nd, 2020, 4/2/2020, 6, and in the US on April 10th, 2020, 4/10/2020. There's your 9. So yeah, there's your 3, 6, 9s that we see all the time on this channel. But anyway, I go on in that video, if you haven't watched it, to tell you to look out for some odd things maybe possibly happening on these dates. Okay? Now, the original 007 No Time to Die dates got pushed out to a later date because of this COVID-19. Alright? So, here we have April 10th, which is 4/10/2020, when the release was supposed to be in the United States of the movie. 777 deaths from COVID-19. New York sees nearly 800 coronavirus deaths in just one day, Cuomo says. Mr. Chairman Cuomo. Cuomo reported that 777 people died from the virus since Thursday, bringing the number of fatalities in the Empire State to a horrifying total of 7,844. These lives lost are people who came in at the high hospitalization period and were losing them, Cuomo said during his daily press briefing in Albany. And New York was the epicenter of 9/11. It's pretty much the epicenter of this COVID-19 outbreak, right? Cuomo again likened the pandemic to the lives lost during the September 11, 2001 terror attacks. Quote, I believe 9/11 was the worst situation that I was going to deal with in my lifetime, unquote, Cuomo said. Quote, so in terms of lives lost, this situation should exceed 9/11. It's still beyond my capacity to fully appreciate, to tell you the truth, unquote. Alright, now, that was on the 10th of April, like I said. That's when we were supposed to be getting the movie over here. And here is something kind of in between. On the 7th of April, guess what? The Defense Department of Defense, whatever, said their death toll rises to the number of 7. So, on the 7th of April, the Department of Defense has a total of 7 COVID-19 deaths. Wow, we're seeing 7s everywhere, aren't we? The department's overall COVID-19 deaths now stand at 7, 0.3% rate, versus the current overall U.S. rate of 2.5%. There's your 2 plus 5 equals 7. There's 7. And also 25. This No Time to Die will be the 25th film in the 007 franchise. And then here you have of 1,521 service members who have tested positive. Now, your eyes will, if you watch this channel long enough, will eventually be trained to see that as 3 sixes. It's, you got 1 plus 5, there's your 6. You got 1 plus 2, there's your 3. Flip it around, 3 sixes, 666. I mean, you can see this stuff everywhere, every freaking where. Anyway, of 1,521 service members who have tested positive, one has passed away, a 57-year-old New Jersey Army National Guardsman. Alright, so let's move on. This was on the 10th as well. Back to the Department of Defense. Reports the largest daily jump in COVID-19 cases as death toll rises to 13. We'll see 13 a lot. Like Kobe Bryant's daughter, Gigi, dying at the age of 13. Anyhow, in its largest day-over-day jump since the pandemic began, the Defense Department reported 245 new confirmed cases. Right? There's your 3-6 again. Cases of COVID-19 on Friday, bringing the total diagnosis among troops to 2,031. There's your 33. The Pentagon also reported 5 new deaths, bringing the number of fatalities up to 13 total. There's your 13, which we're seeing everywhere. More than double what they were a week ago. Alrighty. Anyhow, what else do we have here? Okay, guys, this was on 3/31, as you can see, March 31, 3/31/2020. That's when it was supposed to premiere at the Albert Hall, right? Which I believe is in London. But anyway, New York's governor is asking for medical volunteers to help them. New York has seen more than 1,100 deaths. Governors in 33 states have declared stay-at-home orders. Israel said 70-year-old Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is quarantining himself after an aide tested positive for the coronavirus, or for the virus. Right. Oh, that's huge right there. That actually happened on the 30th, I believe. But still, they're saying 31st here. Staying close. John Prine. There's the name John that I keep seeing everywhere. John Prine is in stable condition after being placed on a ventilator while being treated for COVID-19 type symptoms. Can't talk. Anyway, COVID-19, I mean, that really is interesting because it's AI, COVID AI, gematria. But anyhow, this is going to be about a ship, or a couple of ships actually. Passengers from cruise ship stranded at sea with COVID-19 cases and deaths are pleading with Florida officials to let them disembark. Okay, so you go up through here, and let's see, 2 ships carrying passengers and crew from an ill-fated South American cruise are pleading, like we just said. It's all about these ships on this particular date. New York City reported its first coronavirus death of a person under 18 years old. Remember how Billie Eilish, or however you pronounce her name, just turned 18, and how you get your 7, 8 minus 1 equals 7. Anyway, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, Ohio Lieutenant Governor John, there's John again, Husted, and Ohio Department of Health Director Amy Action, MD, MPH, will update the public on the state's response to coronavirus at 2 p.m. Alright, that's not what I'm looking for. Here we are. The Elton John-led story benefit concert that featured Billie Eilish, right, and some other stars, but Billie Eilish, right, the youngest musician to sing a song for a Bond film, right? I'm telling you guys, this James Bond has a lot to do with what's going on for some reason. It just does. I mean, it just keeps finding itself in strange places. Just ads. Anyway, okay, here we are. There are now more than 75,000 cases of coronavirus in New York, with more than 9,000 new cases, Fox 5 reports. The number of deaths rose to 1,550 on Tuesday. Don't those numbers look familiar? 1550. Remember the 15 years and 50 yards? It was 50 yards and 15 years later that Abraham Stavsky died from Haim Arlosurov. He helped murder Haim Arlosurov, assassinate him, and then he ends up dying 50 yards away from him 15 years later. To be exact, 15 years and 5 days. But anyway, and this man was aboard the Atalanta, which was a ship, and it was beached, and munitions, here you can read it, Stavsky died on the beached Atalanta in the midst of exploding onboard munitions during heavy machine gun fire. But anyway, yeah, 15 years, 50 yards, 1550 on Tuesday, deaths. Anyhow, more about Cuomo. The U.S. death toll from the coronavirus climbed past 3,500 Tuesday, eclipsing China's official count as New York's Mammoth Convention Center started taking patients to ease the burden on the city's overwhelmed health system, and the tennis court where the U.S. Open is held was being turned into a hospital. Alright, so it eclipsed China's official, mind you, numbers. And that was at 1 p.m. Anyhow, the captain of a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier facing a growing outbreak of the coronavirus is asking for permission to isolate the bulk of his roughly 5,000 crew member on shore. And that is the USS Theodore Roosevelt. See, all this is about ships. And this is on the 31st of March, when 007, No Time to Die, was supposed to have its world premiere, right? And it's all about the ships trying to dock and get to safety. New York City is setting up hospitals at convention centers and sports complexes and bringing in medical workers as it battles the coronavirus. Public health experts projected Tuesday that the number of U.S. deaths could range from 100,000 to 240,000, even if Americans continue to practice social distancing. Alright, that wasn't what I was looking for, but anyhow. Today, that number, let's see, in less than a week, the U.S. death toll from coronavirus has more than tripled. Last Thursday marked the sad milestone of 1,000 deaths in America. Today, that number exceeds 3,100. And again, there's your 13. Big surprise, right? Globally, more than 37,800 people have died. Okay, here we are, the 7:20 p.m. update. President Donald Trump says he will speak to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis about the fate of 2 cruise ships carrying passengers sick with the coronavirus that are hoping to offload passengers in the state. DeSantis has said the state's healthcare resources are already stretched too thin to take on ships' coronavirus case load. But Trump says they're dying on the ships, adding, "I'm going to do what's right, not only for us, but for humanity." Holland, America's Zaandam and Rotterdam ships are set to arrive later this week, and at least 2 people on board need emergency attention. Alright, I'm covering all this about ships and whatnot, because guess what? On the release date of April 2nd, that was the theatrical release date in the UK for the new 007 film, right? Should be able to see that up in here somewheres. But anyway, on April 2nd, 2020, right? Train engineer says he crashed in attempt to attack Navy hospital ship in LA. April 2nd, 2020 at 11:46 a.m. That's quite close to the... Oh no. No. I was thinking of something else. Anyhow. A train engineer told police in Los Angeles that he intentionally crashed his locomotive at high speed near the USNS Mercy. Interesting name as well. Hospital ship, and what seems to be a bizarre attempt to expose a perceived conspiracy. Eduardo Marino said he doesn't believe the ship is what they say it's for, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Los Angeles. The freight locomotive was traveling at a very high speed when it crashed through barriers, plowed under a highway overpass, and skidded to a stop more than 250 yards from the Mercy. The ship was not harmed during the attempted attack, and no injuries were reported. The Mercy is stationed in the port of Los Angeles to help cope with coronavirus crisis. But help cope with the coronavirus crisis, my bad. But Marino, 44, those numbers keep coming up, told law enforcement officers after the incident Tuesday afternoon that he is suspicious of the U.S. military vessel. You only get this chance once. The whole world is watching. I had to. People don't know what's going on here. Now they will. Marino allegedly told a California Highway Patrol officer who apprehended him immediately after the incident. So, yes, this happened on April 2nd, 2020. That is crazy, guys. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything like this, but it is a date I said to look out for. Anyhow, those other dates and with their 7s and linkings to 007 and Abraham Stavsky and Hi Marlo Surov, like I said. So much of this leads back to Hi Marlo Surov. Anyhow, here's something else that happened on the 31st. Several states passed laws to criminalize protest against fossil fuel industry. I mean, are you kidding me? they may as well be holding the dang, I know this is protesters, but there may as well be the dang Constitution right there on fire. I mean, that's another attack on the First Amendment. Shame on you, Kentucky, South Dakota, and West Virginia. Recently approved new laws imposing harsh penalties, including jail time, on protest actions that damage or block so-called critical infrastructure, such as pipelines that are used for the production and transport of fossil fuels. That is sick. I mean, our Constitution's just gone up in flames, guys. And here's where Netanyahu, it's actually on the 30th, but anyhow, self-quarantine, he says coronavirus. Also, Honor Blackman, who was a Bond girl in Goldfinger. She was Pussy Galore. What a name, right? Anyhow, she died on the 5th of April at the age of 94. Which is interesting because 9 minus 4 equals 5. You got 4, 5. Her date of death. Very interesting, right? And how she just dies right around the time this new Bond film's supposed to be coming out. Anyhow, let's see. Here you can see No Time to Die was originally scheduled to release in April 2020, but was postponed worldwide due to a global coronavirus pandemic. It is now rescheduled for release on 12th November in the United Kingdom and on the 25th November in the United States. As you should be able to see somewhere up here, that's of course 13 days later from the United Kingdom release date to the United States release date. 13. These numbers everywhere for some reason. They are obsessed with them. Like, once you see them, you can't unsee them. They just keep popping up everywhere. Every stinking where. It is crazy. Anyway, guys, let's go over that real quick. Alright, No Time to Die is the 25th. 7. But the 25th James Bond film, 2 plus 5 equals 7. Originally to be released on 3/31/20, on 4/2/20, with a theatrical release in the United Kingdom. On 4/10/20 was a US theatrical release. Alright. And the new release dates, 9/12/20, new UK release date. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 9 plus 1 equals 10, which equals 4/10, which is the original US release date. Then you have 9/12/2020. Alright, so 9 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. 007. And like the 13 days later, you have your new US theatrical release date of 9/25/20. 9 minus 5 equals 4. 4/2, and you have your original UK release date. Also, 9/25/20. 20 plus 25 plus 9 equals 54. 4, 5. The date of Honor Blackman's death. Miss Pussy Galore. Alright, guys. I just wanted to share that short little video there. Thanks for stopping by. You guys take care, as we are in very trying times right now. Don't forget who is really in charge. Keep praying. We will get through this. God bless you all, and take care. Thanks for stopping by. Until the next video, we'll see you later. This is Atlas signing out.